sides, but they can come in the front because I love to look at the faces of my audience. Bawazi Bulan Salawat. I would like to request all my brothers and sisters in Iman, if you would be kind enough to join me in reciting Surah Fatiha for Shifa al-Mariz, Surah al-Mubarak al-Fatiha. Please, will you all join me together, my brothers and sisters in Iman? We can keep silence and listen. Let us read 5 times Amma Yujibu, first of all, for the safety of our Imam Zamana, Atiyallahu Ta'ala. Secondly, for the safety of our marajin and our holy places. Thirdly, for the zawar of Imam Husain alayhi salam that have gone there. Fourthly, for all those Shia brothers and sisters throughout the world who are facing atrocity and problems. And very importantly, our host today. Asanbai, for his good health, that he can recuperate very fast and not only walk but be able to run, inshallah, faster, inshallah. And for all those who are sick and are in need of our dua. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Together, please. Amma yujibul Shifusu Amma Yujibul Mustaraiza Da'ahu wa Yakshifusu Amma Yujibul Mustaraiza Da'ahu wa Yakshifusu Amma Yujibul Mustaraiza Da'ahu wa Yakshifusu Amma yujibul mustarra iza da'ahu wa yakshifu. Bawazi Bulan Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Shah Kainat, Imam Zamana, Bawazi Bulan Salawat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه ونور وارشده أفضل الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين شفيع المذنبين رحمة للعالمين الرسول المصدق محمود الأحمد أبو القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي أما بعد فقد قال الله حق سبحانه وتعالى في قرآن المجيد وفرقان الحميد وقوله الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولما جاءهم كتاب من عند الله مصدقا لما معهم وكانوا من قبل يستفتحون على الذين كفروا فلما جاءهم ما عرفوا كفروا به فلعن الله على الكافرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
I would like to present a couple of couplets in Urdu. They have to do with the Fazail of Janab Sayyida, and it's also to do with the Fazail of Azadan Husain. जब ज़बान खोली है ज़हरा तेरी मिदहत के लिए, जब ज़बान खोली है ज़हरा तेरी मिदहत के लिए, यूं लगा बैठा हूँ कुरान की तिलावत के लिए। जिन जमीनों पे कदम रख लिए तूने बीबी, जिन जमीनों पे कदम रख लिए तूने बीबी, वो जमीन भी उठा ली गई जन्नत के। रुमाल सैयदा में सुकूनत के वास्ते, रुमाल सैयदा में सुकूनत के वास्ते, आंसू बजिद है आंखों से हिजरत के वास्ते। ज़ैनब पुकारी फिक्र न कर ए खुदा के दीन, ज़ैनब पुकारी फिक्र न कर ए खुदा के दीन, अब्बास की बहन है हिफाजत के वास्ते। My brothers and sisters in Iman, please come with me. Please. The younger ones can sit in front of me because I like to talk to them. Please, I like to talk to you guys. Because you are my brothers. Come. Don't be shy. Tafadhal. 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 Sawad Muhammad. No, don't be shy. Come. Okay, that's fine. The surah, the ayat that I recited was through Surah Al-Baqarah. The ayat number is 89. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and it's very interesting, and there's a reason why I have selected this, because today is the second night of Muharram, but it's the first day of Muharram. And since we're celebrating it in the daytime, before Maghribain, we consider it as the first day of Muharram. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and I'll translate to you, and when there came unto them a book from Allah, confirming with them, although from before they had been praying for the victory over those who disbelieved, and when there came unto them which they recognized and disbelieved in it, therefore Allah's curse is on the disbelievers. Guru Peji Muhammad. I think we need to wake up and have a louder salawat.
खत्म अंबिया आवाज़ बुलंद सलवार।
The only reason I say this, and I'm not wasting time, but I want to explain this. When it comes to salawat, I think we're very conservative. I think we become Americans. Like, hello, how you doing? Or ¿cómo estás? Whatever we do. But the point is, when you reach this place, which is Farsh Azar, a special place. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Allah wa malaikati yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allah says, this is one ibadah that I and the angels join with you in doing. This is how important this ibadat is of salawat. I just don't mean to make you yell loudly, because I can yell enough myself. Don't worry. But the point is, I want you all to gain the benefit of your coming from very far or from very near. If you're here and you do not do that zikr, you don't involve yourself in that dhikr in which Allah Himself says, I'm involved, the malaikas are involved, then I think we are losers. So when I ask you for salawat, do not hold back, do not be bashful, but do it at the loudest voice, not from your heart, not from your voice, not from your mind, but from your soul, from your nafs. Durood Beji Muhammad wa alayhi Hasan, Jazakallah. Hasan. Hasan. My brothers and sisters in Iman, if I can request no talking, please. I'd appreciate no talking. Listen, we're here for Zikr Husain. We'll talk later. Thank you. Ba'azibul and salawat. What is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayat number 89, Surah Baqarah, talking about? I will give you the story because Quran is made up of different parts in which there are interesting stories for us to listen, to do tafakkur and tadabbur. Understand, reflect, and contemplate. Not to only listen and get out of here. Reflect. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us a very interesting story. Once upon a time, there were people. That's what the Quran is saying. If you need hard copy, I have it. Don't worry. I always walk around with evidence and proof. If you have questions, ask me. Thousands of years before the Prophet, there was a time when in their holy book, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had mentioned, there will come a person at a certain time in a certain place who will be your true Messiah, who will be your Rahaba, who will be your Hadi, and he will be the last one. People came, they believed in it. Why these people? Now let me explain you. There were people with long beards, lots of iman, lots of faith. They wanted to meet this Messiah. This is in the Quran, and I'm just explaining you the story of this ayah. They now go and wait. Then as time passes, this is, we cannot wait here. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us, has given us a signal in their book that it will be at a certain place at a certain time. And now they're wondering, what place is this? What do? They take all their property, every single bit of it. And they were wealthy people. They were businessmen. They sold their property, They sold everything of value that they had. And now they said to their leaders, what is this place called? And they said, it is, don't know exactly, but we will find out. But it is a green pasture land somewhere in the desert. Allahu Akbar. Please stay with me, because today I want us to go somewhere with this thought. They come. A big caravan of people, thousands and thousands of people, all going to one place. A place they don't know where, but they're going. Who do they want to meet? The Rahbar, the Rahadi. As they're going, there's more research done. And they say, we found the name of this place. We found it. In Jewish context, it was a different name, but when they came near Arabia, they found the translation. That place was called Yathrib. So now they're heading towards Yathrib. It's a green pasture land. And they all go. They go, they make a settlement there. They build huge castles. Huge castles. And they are so religious because they are waiting for that individual. Allahu Akbar. Bear with me. Because today I want us to travel not to this, but inside ourselves is where I'm taking you. Inshallah. So what happens? This place becomes a very strong fortress. A very strong fortress in which people are there and they are so nice. They are so kind. They're so generous. Why? Because they were told the one that is coming is kind, loving, generous, giving. And if you want to be amongst him, you have to be the same. They go. Every Friday, they would open their gates and feed the poor. Every Friday. In the name of whom? That individual they're waiting for. Allahu Akbar. Now, a king from Yemen hears about it. That these people are very rich. He says, I'm going to go conquer these people and I'm going to get their wealth. So now, he comes over, he reaches there at night with his army. It was Shab Juma, next day is Yawm Juma, and now they're camped outside. These people find out that there's an enemy that has come to conquer them. But even in spite of that thing, what do? On Yawm Juma, the day of Juma, the gates are closed. But through the ropes, they're passing food to the poor and to the needy. This is their faith. They keep on doing this. That king from Yemen is looking, the Christian king. This is incredible. They know we're coming. We're going to conquer them. Now, they're still feeding poor and the needy. And they're doing khairat. I have to now find out who they are. So he makes a peace signal. And he says, I have come and I want to talk to you guys. So he goes in the castle with his army. He's welcomed as a guest because they were taught when you have guests, respect them. They were not Arabs. They were not. When we go to Iraq, how many people from Iraq? MashaAllah. We have seen the hospitality of Iraqis. And I invite you all Go on a walk in Arba'in and you will find out what is generosity. What is the love of Ahlul Bayt? Go. A kid doesn't have anything. He takes tissues and he says, Zawar Husain, Zawar Husain, take it. This is the generosity. Allahu Akbar. These were not Arabs. They were Jews. Now the time comes, they meet the king and the head priest and those big mullahs, so to speak, of their castle. When they meet, they have a talk. And they want to find out what is going on here. What is going on? Why are you so different? You're wealthy, but you're generous, you're kind. And he explains that. He says, we're waiting for a harbi and a rahaba. And this man is going to be our savior, because he will bring the truth onto the face of the earth. Now, he says, who is he? He says, all we know in the books now that his name is Ahmad. You don't know anymore. Ahmad. And because of that, and we are told, they say, that for every good that we are doing in his name, God will reward us thousands of times over, and we are so rich because we're doing it in his name. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Stay with me. I want to take you somewhere today. As soon as they find, the king is so impressed, he says, if this is the case, I would like to invest in the wealth that you are dispensing. So he gives a lot of money from his kingdom, jewelry and everything to these people. They take it and they continue doing what they're doing. Then came a time when in the streets of Mecca, the word is said, قُولُوا لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Who has arrived? Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has arrived. These people, they sent their spies. Who is he? They find out he is Ahmad. He is the Muhammad. He is the Muhammad. So now they say, find out all about him. They go find out. They say, yes, he's kind, he's merciful, he's a good man, he's loving, he's giving, all the qualities we have. But all for the love of Allah. Which Allah? وَحْدَهُ لَا شَرِيكَ لَهُ. Nobody but that Allah. Invest everything in the name of Allah. Now they go back with this message, and the mutawallis and the pir and all those mullahs, and maybe I was there too because I have a hat. And they say, no, this is not going to work. We are the bosses here. When we say jump, you say how high. We say do something, you do it. Now suddenly the rules are changing. We waited for Ahmad, he's here, Muhammad is here, and now we have to do everything for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for me and you. Because what had happened is this religion that they had, the iman that they had turned into an institution. That institutionalized the religion. Everything was dollars, not dollars, but money. Dinars and dirhams. Everything was money. And power and knowledge. I got it? I'm the boss. Who is Ahmed? A guy that just brought the message. Good, we're waiting for him. Okay, he's here, but we cannot follow him. And because of that, these people were only interested in self-gain. Why? Because someone was sick. They would go to his mullahs and says, oh, Maulana, you know, I think my child is sick. And I'm not making enough money. And they would say, okay, we'll make you a talis. Give you a dog. And then, how much it cost? X amount of dollars. It was a business. It was turned into an institution of business. Why? Because they had the power. They had the knowledge. And they had the wealth. They turned it into that. And what happens? They refuse. They refuse to go with the Prophet. Here in Mecca, the word, the magic word from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is being proclaimed. قُلُوا لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. There is no Allah but one. These guys in this big fortress are saying, fine, but we don't believe in that Allah now. And this is when the ayat in this dimension came down. And it said to the Prophet, these people are the kafirs because they waited so long for the truth to come. And yet when it came, they turned their face. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. What happens? Imam Ali, Asadullah al-Ghalib, Ghalib kull Ghalib, Matlub kull Talib, Ali ibn Abi Talib, Salawatullahi alayhi wa alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alayhi Muhammad. He goes on the command of the Prophet to this same fortress, and this fortress was called the fortress of Khaybar. These are the people of Khaybar. What does Imam do? He conquers it. And with the power given to him by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just in 5 fingers, he picks up a door that 40 could not drag and makes a bridge. And the Muslims go. They pass. They go into Khaybar. They go in there, and of course, a lot of the people that go there, that went there, was for the Mother Ghanima. What can I get out of it? So they wanted money, or they wanted to loot and everything, and they did successfully loot. Here is one individual that did not care about all this. He goes to the Prophet. He says, Ya Rasulullah, I have accomplished my mission. But the Muslims are there doing their thing. And the Prophet says, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, you have a mission yet to accomplish. It is pending. And immediately, as the night falls, Imam Ali alayhi salam enters Khaybar. He enters Khaybar. And he sees that everyone is a prisoner there. Their necks are tied, their hands are tied, because they were defeated, right? The Jews. There were children that were gagged and tied. And Imam Ali is now who? When he goes in there, he is no more a soldier. He's an ordinary person. He's a person that solves problems now. He is Mushkil Kushai Do Alam. This is Ali. He's going in Khaybar. And as he's walking around with water and food, he starts passing it. And he meets a young man. And he gives him water. And he says, I don't know who you are, this man says. I was a soldier with these people. But thank you, I cannot have water. This is why Imam Ali asked. He says, look at my neck. They're tied a rope so tight. And my hands that I cannot even move. Imam Ali moves his robe, sits down, unties him, and says, here is water and here is some food. Now eat. And he says, all those Muslims that came, what did they do? They robbed us, they beat us, and they tied us up. Who are you, Ya Sheikh? Who are you? And he says, I am just a person who worships one Allah. With that akhlaq that Imam Ali showed, what happened? This person says, I would like now to convert to who you are, because your religion seems to be the true religion. The religion was spread by Imam Ali with his akhlaq. And he started with the youths of Khaybar. Durood Beji Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. My question, my brothers and sisters, we are waiting for someone too, aren't we? Am I right, my brothers? Who is it? Can someone respond? One of my Iraqi brothers. Who are we waiting for? Imam Mahdi salawatullah. He is also Muhammad. He is also Ahmad. But look at us. Are we ready? Or are we institutionalized? Oh, I'm sorry, Maulana, I have to go. I got a job. But you're in the middle of a madras. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have to take care of my family. Institutionalized. Where there is no Almighty Allah, it's Almighty Dollar. This is what has happened. Where are we at? Can we make a journey within us today and find out who are we? We claim to be the lovers of Ahlul Bayt. We claim to be Shia Ali, Madhhab Jafariya. But are we following any jurisprudence or rules that were laid down to us by our Prophet? There's one shayar that has said something about this, but it's in Urdu, so excuse me. And he says, "Apne gireba mein muh dal ke dekho." Apne gireba mein muh dal ke dekho. And the guy replies, "Gireba ho, to muh dal ke dekho gireba mein." How can I look within me when my inside is soiled? How can I look at it? Are we prepared for the Mahdi? Where do we stand? Or are we just going to say, Ya Mahdi, Ajjalallahu laka ma wa'adaka min al-nasri wal-zuhur al-amr? Are we ready? Are your actions ready? Or are we like the Yahudis of the Khaybar? Oh, we came to the madras. We had tabarruk. We did matam. We did everything. Okay, I'm going home. I'm done. No! Are we ready? Are your actions going to speak louder than your words? Something we need to ponder. I'm sorry, today's madras is a little somber compared to yesterday, which was introductory. But it is necessary I give you this message. Because this is Ayyam Muharram. This is what Imam Husain died for. The cause. We go to Karbala, we go to Najaf, we go to Karbala. What do we see? We see this gist of what we should be. A farmer there is going to work all year round with fear, collect money, and that money he's going to buy some food and give it to Zawara Hussein. And I say this, if today I was to say, and I'm not going to say it, there's a box here and we need X amount of dollars. How many of us will go into the wallet and say, if it is for the cause of Hussein, I'm going to put some money? question. Where are we? Is that money good in our wallet, or is it good in the investment with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Ask yourself. Very important question I'm asking. I'm raising this. The idea that Imam Ali alayhi salam gave is a message for you and I. Is work with the youths of your community. Work with these young ones. Ask them, what do they need? How was your day at school? Does anybody ask you how was your day at school? Yeah, who does? You know who? MashaAllah. Salawat for this man. Do we take time to actually communicate with our children, our youths? It's just so important because there's a saying, you can count the seeds in an apple. When you cut an apple, 5, 6 seeds. But only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can count the apples in one seed. This is your seed. This is your seed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, you can count the seeds in an apple. But only me, I can count the apples inside the seed. We have to develop this. हमारी मुस्तकबिल की तरफ हमें अच्छी तरह से गौर करना है. We have to understand कि हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं. बस, are we going to make this traditional, rasmo rivaj, and become slaves like the Yahudi of the Khaybar and become tradition? Go to the majalis, go to Shabbat Jummah, go to Jummah. Oh, we're done. I'm a good Muslim. Wow, nice. How about your action? It's so essential that we start waking up with this Azhar Husain. The revolution that Imam Husain started against Yazid was that Insaniya had slept, was asleep. And he created a revolution that wake up. Wake up! Don't go to sleep. We are the banners of Husain. We've been sent from all over Iraq, Pakistan, India, anywhere I mentioned, even from Africa. Why did I come from Africa here? Why? It is the call of Bibi Sayyida that go everywhere and create an azadari and give the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala out so the message can continue to go. The Rudbeji Muhammad. Another issue that arises, and today is somber issues that I wish to address very seriously. Have you ever realized, I don't know about Greensville or here, anyone work in construction? Please? You do? What kind of thing you do?
Civil engineer.
Sorry?
I'm civil engineer.
A civil engineer. You would be my man today. I'll talk to you, inshallah. The question is, as an engineer, you realize, and you come to find out, somebody says, oh, we have a contract that we want to build a 100-story building, right? So they call the civil engineer, they call different kinds of people, and now they figure out the plan, and then what happens? You lay the foundation. Before you lay the foundation, what do you do?
Investigation.
Huh? Investigation. But after that, what do you do? You got the piece of land. Like we have, alhamdulillah, the piece of land. We do for the masjid, for the center. But what's going to happen next? What are you going to do? You're going to dig that ground to create a foundation. Correct? The same way, what happens here is somebody that passes by will say, yuck, how dirty these people are. There's dirt all over. But a civil engineer or someone that has got brains will say, look at the board, 100-story building is going up. Correct? In the same context, when the community like this, which is a very loving community. I come from a much larger community in Pennsylvania, Allentown, almost 1,500 people. Alhamdulillah. But when you have a community, you're going to have negativity. You are. I said yesterday in my taqreer, why? Ask why. Correct? I don't know if you heard this taqreer. If you did, please, I'm not going to have a rerun because my time will run out. But why? And what was the subject? I said why? Because why is a question that was encouraged by Ali ibn Abi Talib. Saluni, saluni. Am I right? Saluni, saluni. Ask. But now, let me elaborate today. There may be people in a community or in a situation that will say, just to play the devil's advocate, what they will do is they will ask why in a negative way to put you down. Those whys are the whys of Shaitan, not of Ali ibn Abi Talib. When you're asking why in a constructive criticism, now you're talking about building, erecting something magnanimously. But if you're constantly going to be this negative person, but I see a problem. We're going to have a place for 200 people. No. That's too big. That's all right. Cancel that. Make it smaller. But why? You won't have an answer. But you will have this thing. No, don't do this. Why are you doing that? So there are two kinds of why. One is the one that Shaitan brought up when Allah said, do the sajda of Adam. He says, why? I'm created from fire, is made out of clay and earth. Why? That is the why of Shaitan. And the why of Ali ibn Abi Talib is when knowledge is going to be given. You talk to a child and this kid will come to you and says, Dad, we went to this madras and he was talking about this. Can you explain me because I don't understand why he said that. This boy is now thirsty for knowledge. This is the knowledge that he wants from. This is the why of Ali ibn Abi Talib. My brothers and sisters in Iman, so my point is that if you feel and you see negativity around you, remember, turn the scars into a stars and shine. Shine. Because you know what? Don't be insulted. Because you are only the servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and actually the humble servant of our top Imam Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman. Don't be intimidated. Don't be insulted. Pick it up. Be polite. Be positive. Explain as much as you can. And when you fail, say, inshallah, we will get back to you. But don't insult him. Because we're not allowed to judge anybody. And I'll give you an example of this in another story. A long time, you like stories? Do you like stories? Do you? Right? Would you like to hear one? Can you give me a loud salawat? In the time of Ali ibn Abi Talib, in Habash, there was a man, a king, who was a very arch enemy of the Ahlul Bayt. And he said to his two sons, go and bring me the head of Ali ibn Abi Talib, and I will give you my kingdom. I'll give him my kingdom. Just bring me his head. These two princes that traveled all the way from Habash, which is in Africa, north, and they came, and they finally reached into a barren land. And in this barren land, there is a laborer working there. Now, they don't know what Ibn Abi Talib is, so they have to ask, right? So they go there, and they say, we would like this man, as soon as he saw the guest, he takes off his abba, and he puts it on the ground. He takes jugs of water, and he takes dates, and he says, you are my guest, have a seat. First eat and drink. Wash your faces, you have come from far. With akhlaq, look at this akhlaq. After they're done, he says, what was your purpose of the visit? He says, we're here because of the situation. I want to be the king. The other guy said, I want to be the king. And he says, fine. You want to be the king? So what is the condition? Bring the head of Ali ibn Abi Talib. So we are here to bring the head to my father. And can you describe to us what Ali ibn Abi Talib looks like? Because we're new here. And this person, the laborer, looks at them and he smiles. He smiles. He said, can you tell, this guys are saying, can you tell us what he looks like? He says, well, kind of like me. He looks kind of like me. We thought he's going to be tall and big man with huge muscles, because we heard he's a very strong man and he's a good person, a warrior. So I believe he is like me, you know. So what are his characteristics like? He says he's kind, he's generous, he makes sure that the guests are fed and everything, and he usually solves problems for people. And he says, can you tell me where we can find him? And Ali ibn Abi Talib, who is talking to these people, said, I am he, Ali ibn Abi Talib. I am he. I am he. And this young prince falls on his feet and he says, Ya Ali, today I want to be your slave. I don't want to be a prince. I want to be your slave, Ya Ali. You have converted me with just your kirdar and akhlaq. And Ali ibn Abi Talib holds him by the shoulder and embraces him and says, Kambar, you are my son. This is the story of Kambar. This is the story of Ali ibn Abi Talib. With what love and affection Ali converts negative into positive. We are the lovers of Ahlul Bayt. Let us start learning how to do that. My brothers and sisters in Iman, I do not want to take too much of my time, your time, but I want to give you one fazal which Ali ibn Abi Talib showed during when nothing was created. Nothing. There was no sky, there was no moon, there was no sun, there was nothing. It was only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he says, I was a hidden treasure and I wanted to be known. And he creates in the love 5 noors. Muhammad, Ali, Fatima, Hassan and Husain. Durud Beji Muhammad. And at that time, from that time, the conception of Ali ibn Abi Talib's noor, he was given as Madhar al-Ajaib. He was given as a solver of problems, Mushkil Kishar. One day he's traveling, this noor is traveling. Now Allah creates Jannah, He creates Jahannam, He creates the skies, He creates the universe, and this noor is still traveling. And he comes across a certain area. There were 4 angels holding Jannah on their shoulders. And Ali ibn Abi Talib says, he's only Noor. They don't know who he is. He says, are you okay? Mushkil Kusha, the solver of problem, is asking, who? The angels. Are you okay? He says, oh Noor, all I can say is it is so heavy that we cannot lift it properly. And look at what the solution Ali ibn Abi Talib gives to the angels before we knew him as Mushkil Kusha. He says, recite, O angels, tasbiyat arba, Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. As soon as they start reciting, they say, and he comes back, if he goes out and he comes back and he asks, are you okay? He says, we don't even feel the weight of Jannah on our shoulders. So somebody asks Imam Ali, when Imam Ali is now an Imam, Ya Ali, what was the meaning of all that? He says, I have given one big gift to the Ummah that loves me. When you have excess luggage, excess problems on your shoulders, recite Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. Salawat bar Muhammad. Muhammad. But what is the condition today? And I'll get back to it in the form of which Urdu Meshar. And these kalams are from Allama Iqbal. He says, Gungi ho gayi aaj zuban kehte kehte hich ke cha raha hai main khud ko musalman kehte kehte. ये बात नहीं कि मुझको रब पर यकीन नहीं, बस डर गया खुद को साहिबे ईमान कहते हैं। तौफीक न हुई मुझे एक वक्त की नमाज का, और चुप हो गया मुअज्जिन आजान कहते कहते। अल्लाहु अकबर। किसी काफिर ने जो पूछा कि क्या है महीना, शर्म से पानी हाथ से गिरा दिया, ये रमजान कहते कहते। अल्लाहु अकबर। हालत मुसलमान। और आगे बढ़ के कहते हैं, अल्लामा मेरी अलमारी में गर्द से अटी किताब को जो पूछा, मैं गड़ गया जमीन में कुरान कहते कहते। अल्लाहु अकबर, अल्लाहु अकबर। ये सुन के चुप की सादरी इकबाल उसने यूं गया जैसे रुक गया वो मुझको हैवान कहते कहते। अल्लाहु अकबर। इंसान, we have to try and understand, where are we going at? What is our disposition? What is happening to us? And the sacrifice that was given by the Ahlul Bayt and Imam Husain was just for the purpose of saving the morality of insaniyat. Today, we can all sit here different from different kingdom, different languages, people that don't understand Urdu, some that don't understand Farsi, some that don't understand English, but some only understand Urdu. Yet we sit down on Farsi Azhar. This is the moral that was created by none other than Janab Zainab. Which Janab Zainab are we talking about? My brothers and sisters in Imam. When Imam Husain, and I'll recite some Nisar in English, inshallah. When Imam Husain decided that I will now do hijrah, and I will leave Medina, he says to the 18 Bani Hashim, he says, my sons of Bani Hashim, get the mahmals ready, because now we are now going to mount the ladies on the member. The camel with hijab. I want you to take to that manzar, to that point where today Imam Husain is leaving Medina. He has said goodbye to his grandfather. Now he's also gone to the other, but he leaves the last one, Jannatul Baqi, his mother, for the last. And now Bibi Zainab, and they all go to each and every grave, and they finally come to the grave of their mother, Janab Zainab, Bibi Fatima. And Janab Zainab says, Allah, my mother, we're leaving Medina. We're not going to come back here. I'm taking our brother and all the Banu Hashim. Oh, Sadar Hussein. And then Imam Hussein comes and he says, Ma, every day I can just to come and talk to you. Allah, today I am leaving, and now I will miss you, my mother. And then there is suddenly a tremor in the grave of Janab Fatima, and a voice comes out, Husain, Husain, oh Zainab, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Wherever you go, from Karbala, you will leave from Medina. You will reach Karbala. When you reach Karbala, oh Zainab, from Karbala to Kufa, from Kufa to Sham, from Sham back to Medina. Oh Zainab, I will be all the places. Azadar Husain, in Farsi there is a Nauha. At that point in time, when Janab Zainab and every baby was now being put on the camel, Abbas, come on, he bends down, and Janab Zainab puts her feet, because the camel is high, puts her feet on the back of Abbas, and now Ali Akbar comes forward, Qasim comes forward, or Bibi Zainab, come, we will mount you. Bibi Zainab, she's remembering that. She remembers this when, after Sham al-Ghariba, when she has mounted all the ladies, now Bibi Zainab looks on the left, on the right. Abbas, where are you? Where are you? Who will mount me? Zainab, Zahar, Kucha, Kucha, Bazar, Kucha, Toko Zanjir, Kucha, Abide, Bimar, Kucha. Azadar Husain, आज हमें बीबी सैयदा को फुर्सा देना है. आज मुहर्रम का पहला दिन है. आज़ादार हुसैन काफिला मदीने से निकलने की तैयारी में था, और इतने में अरे खैमों में से आवाज आई, बाबा बाबा रुक जाओ, बाबा रुक जाओ. जब मुझे देखा तो असर को लिए फातिमा सो रही. बाबा मुझे अकेला छोड़ दो. या हुसैन, آزاداران حسین خدا کو نہ رلائے سوائے خدا حسین میں آئے. جب جناب سغرا نے کہا بابا مجھے چھوڑ کے جا رہے ہیں, میں مدینے میں اکیلی میں جاؤں گی, میں گھبراؤں گی, میں بیمار ہوں, میں کیا. تب جناب زینب نے کہا میرے ماجائے حسین سغرا کو بھی لے جاتے ہیں, اگر 6 ماہ کے بچے کو لے جاتے سغرا کو بھی سنبھال دیں گے. اس وقت عزاداران حسین اپنے دلوں کو تھام لو. اب اس وقت حسین نے کہا زینب زینب ذرا سغرا کے چہرے کی طرف دیکھو, ہم شکلیں فاطمہ سغرا کو کس طرح لے جائے. ارے جب کربلا سے اور کوفہ اور شام بے مکھن و چادر جب یہ پھرائی جائے گی تو میری ماں کی کتنی ذلت ہوگی. حضرکم اللہ ایک نقطار بس آپ کی ذہن کو تمام. عزاداران حسین ابھی تھوڑے دیر آگے بڑھے, اتنے میں جناب زینب بیٹھی تھی محمل میں. گود میں کون بیٹھا تھا پتا ہے آپ کو بتاؤ؟ سکینہ بیٹی ہے, سکینہ بیٹی ہے, بوڑھی اماں کے ساتھ سکینہ بیٹھی ہے. پردہ نشین ہے, سب محملیں سجائی گئی ہے, کوئی دیکھ نہیں سکتا, دور تک کچھ نہیں دکھائی دیتا. زینب نے کہا بھیا کو بلاؤ, میرے ماجائے کو جلدی بلاؤ. بھیا یہاں پہنچے تو کہا ماجائی کیا بات ہے؟ کہا عباس نظر نہیں آتے. میرے بھائی عباس نظر نہیں آتے. تو کہا زینب ارے یہ گرد و غبار کو تھوڑا سنبھلنے دو, اگر وہ ٹھہر جائے. دیکھو عباس آگے آگے ہے اور یہ کہتا چلا جا رہا ہے ارے رسول زادیہ آ رہی ہے, نامحرمو یہاں سے ہٹ جاؤ. سر نیزے پر رہا, میں پوچھوں گا عباس آپ کا سر کہاں ہے, تو گھوڑے نے اپنی گردن جھکا دی اور گھوڑے کے گردن کے نیچے عباس کا سر. ماتم حسین